everybody, how's it going? Matt Parr here. So I got selected for a lottery hunt down in the base that we hunt in Georgia. So it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm on my way down. I just got off the phone with Tim over in Okinawa, and I think he's actually more excited than I am. But yeah, we're hunting an area that's open to hunt periodically throughout deer season, but for the most part it's kept closed just because of its location. So they're doing a lottery hunt this year. There's going to be 45 active duty servicemen and 5 retirees, so get to hunt with a good group of people that I don't know, but probably definitely going to come out with some new friends and hopefully some good experiences and a few kills. But the way it'll work is I've got to be there by 4:45, so I left pretty early because I want ample time to get there and get everything stationed. And then we'll kick a safety brief, and they take a bunch of guides will take us out and put us in our tree stands, and we'll keep our fingers crossed that we're in God's favor, and hopefully we'll get something this morning. So stay with us. Hopefully it's going to be a good time, and yeah, we're just going to keep our fingers crossed. Stay with us. So we got in the stands about 45 minutes ago, and you might not be able to see me, but I want to try to shoot a video early just in case these deer are moving, and I want to spook one because I'm doing an interview. So yeah, I'm on a pine flat right now. I got a creek in front of me and then a nice meadow behind me. So I was talking to my guide, and he said they should come in front of me and just walk right past me. So we'll see what happens, and we'll play it safe and just try not to move as much as possible. And yeah, if all goes well, we'll plant one. So stay with us. All right, good morning, everybody. So now that you can actually see me, it's about 9:40 right now. So the rule for this lottery hunt that we're doing today is that you have to stop firing by 10 o'clock, and you pretty much get out of your tree and head back to the road, which is like pretty much right behind me. Didn't have any luck this morning. There was a guy probably about 600 yards to my side, and he fired off about 5 or 6 rounds. So we'll see what he's got whenever I get with him, because we have the same guide. So we'll see how that goes. But what I'm thinking is I really didn't see anything at all today. So what I'm thinking is whenever they drop me off, and I think I'm sitting on their bedding area, which is right in front of me. I'll show you whenever I give you a pan view. So I'm hoping I can catch them tonight when we come back, because I'm thinking they eat on the firing range field that's behind me. So keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully they come out tonight and we'll be able to plant one. Alrighty, folks. So we're in our little break right now. We got back not too long ago. It surprisingly, the morning hunt didn't go very well for really anybody. Got back a little late because one of the guys in my group had to track a deer that he shot. But by the time we got back, there wasn't any harvest as far as pigs or bucks, or deer rather, I should say, on the cleaning racks that they got out here. And I was talking to one of the guys that got back in the earlier group, and he said that there's just a couple of deer and like 2 or 3 boar, but they were all small, which is surprising, especially for here on a morning hunt. But talked to a couple of the guides, and apparently the last hunt that they had like this, the morning was just as slow, and then the evening hunt was just, everybody seemed to have something. So fingers crossed that our luck holds out for the evening. So yeah, that's that's the hope. They're saying the last time this happened, I think they said there's only 10 animals harvested in the morning hunt, but then the evening hunt they had like 30 some odd deer and about 25 hogs. So we'll see if we get that lucky this time. But yeah, it was cold this morning. Definitely not a good day to forget your insulated boots like I did. My toes are still popsicles, and I've been back for about an hour now sitting in my truck with the heater on. But just want to make this video because, you know, they say there's a first time for everything. Well, this is the first time I'm eating crab legs and Cajun eggs for lunch on a hunt. So who knows, maybe the smell of the crab will make the deer curious. But I'll be right back. I'm gonna use this nifty little grabber arm that I have for the camera. I'm gonna put on my steering wheel and I'm gonna eat and give you a rundown of the morning and the hopes for this evening. So stick around. Alrighty, well, welcome back. Short little break there while let me adjust you. There you go. Hopefully I didn't make anybody dizzy just now. So yeah, this morning was pretty cold. The group I was on, the one guy harvested a pretty nice looking 6-pointer. By the time I got back to the truck and changed out the battery and got back, they already had it skinned, because the assembly area where they had all of us parked is a little ways away from the cleaning racks. But it wasn't, you know, that small of a deer for here, so he'll have a good meal out of him. And then there was a nice speckled hog in the back of it, probably weighed about 85 pounds, 90 pounds. And then someone shot a really small deer. I'm not even sure if it was a buck or a doe. It was that small. It wasn't even a button if it was a buck. But yeah, I talked to one of the guides, and he said that if a morning hunt goes that slow, then it usually picks up a lot in the evening. So that's what we're counting on to be the case. As far as for me, I got up in my stand early. It was about 5:45. I was sitting in the dark because sun up today was 7:19. So I was in the dark for almost 2 hours and didn't see anything while it was dark, didn't hear anything while it was dark. I mean, my section was quiet. So just out of curiosity, because we had to be out of the stands by 10, I got out of my stand and I got back to the road and started looking around. I had tracks everywhere, and they were all leading towards me. So best I can figure is all the deer had already crossed from where they were eating to their bedding areas, and they were already in that general vicinity of their bedding areas by the time we got there. Well, like I mentioned earlier, where I was hunting, I'm pretty sure that was a bedding area. So hopefully this evening I'll catch them coming out. Got the Savage Axis 243 Winchester. That's what we're using today. Brought that instead of the Blackout because the AR-15 that I have that's chambered for a 300 Blackout round, it's not designed to, you know, reach out and touch stuff at a distance. I mean, it was developed for, I believe it's the Navy SEALs for close quarters combat. So it's not meant to reach out and touch something at a great distance. The Savage, though, only drops about an inch and a half between 100 yards and 200 yards. So, I mean, as long as I get a good aiming point, we shouldn't have a problem. So we're gonna go back, same thing, make like a tree, don't move, and we'll see if we're able to get any luck. And yeah, but so far this is a pretty good hunt. Been talking with a couple of the guys here. Some of them just got back from deployment like I did, but they're from Army units, and some of the retirees got some funny stories for out here. But if you're in this neck of the woods and you qualify for it, it's definitely a good thing to get involved with. And if you're an active duty service member watching, and your base does stuff like this, but you've never really kind of thought, oh, maybe that's not my thing. I mean, you'll never really know until you try. And this is my second one. And the knowledge that you get from some of the retirees and, you know, the guys that have been just hunting longer than me in general, you get some really good words of advice, and you can either choose to, you know, follow them or just let it go in one ear and out the other. But still, that's experience and that's knowledge, so it's always a good thing to have. But I'm gonna get back to my food before it gets cold, so I'll see you guys whenever we get ready to head back out. Alright folks, so got with the group, that I'm hunting with. We decided we're gonna go back out in 1:30, which is in about 10 minutes. So just staging all the gear, double checking everything, make sure it's good, and we'll go out and hope for some better luck than we had this morning. But like I said, I talked to a couple of different guides today, and they all said that usually, especially here, if you have a hunt like this morning where nobody really gets anything, that the evening hunt usually tends to be a lot better. So we'll just keep our fingers crossed that holds out. Stay with us. So just a little quick fun fact about hunting. So I got up in the tree and started doing all my ranges and stuff. So I have my 100-yard barrier set out, and I hear this massive amount of noise behind me, like 30 yards. I'm like, there's no way there's a pig or a deer moving yet. Sure enough, it's a squirrel. Man, I hate squirrels. There you are, beautiful. Alright everybody, so we got a little bit of daylight left. It's about 5:45 right now. So this whole little area that I'm hunting, as you can see, like right behind me, there's a road. Funny story. So I've had my cameras set up on the rest bar on the tree stand, and something told me to turn around and look behind me. So I look, and there's 3 does coming. I was like, okay, cool. They were walking right up this trail, so I was like, I'll let them get past me, and then boom, I'll take them out. So get everything set up, rifles set up, I'm good to go. I know the ranges and all that stuff. And I reach out to press the record button. All 3 of them are feeding, so I'm having to, pretty much the camera's right here but facing that direction. I'm having to look like this out of the corner of my eye and reach up to hit the record button on the camera. Well, in the process of me doing that, out of the corner of my eye, I see the lead doe perk her head up, and she's staring right at me. So I was like, oh great. So while she's staring at me, I just froze. And then she blew. And the second that she blew, I quit messing with the camera, grabbed my rifle, spun around, and they're all running that way. Shot the first one, because as soon as they crossed that little road right there, they banked. So shot the first one, she dropped. Shot the second one, she ran about 30 yards into a tiny little thicket, and she went down. And then about 15 yards deeper in was the third one. Shot her, she only went about 20 yards, and she didn't have a thicket that she ran into, she just disappeared. So what I'm thinking happened on the second and third ones was my shot placement might have been a little bit off. I might have got their shoulder, so pretty much running on a broken shoulder till it gave out. I hope that's not the case, because that's not how I like to do business. But we'll see soon. We gotta stay in the stand till dark. That's the rule of the hunt. So we'll stay here till dark, and we'll put on the collapsed sun headlamp, which I don't have on right now. That's my GoPro. And yeah, we'll see how it went. Alright folks, so we're in the truck. We're almost back to town now. It's been an interesting night. So long story short of it, shot the 3 bucks just before sundown. One of the does, shot 3 does before sundown, and found 2 of them. One of them we followed the blood trail for, and we found where she made her final resting place. Had the blood, the grass was all dislodged and displaced, but there was no doe. So best we can figure, someone thought it was their doe and picked her up and took her. But still not bad. You know, the morning started out really rough, didn't see anything, and it, you know, didn't really have the best outlook for the day. But just because you have a bad morning doesn't mean you'll have a bad evening. So that was definitely a plus. If nothing else, the lesson that I learned today was, you know, don't get in your head and don't lose your focus, because I was up in my tree just kind of like, all right, well, this was still a day, you know, better spent than sitting at work, but it just kind of felt like it wasn't going to be that successful. And then lo and behold, stood up to stretch, and there's 3 does. But yeah, one of them wound up being 5.5 years old, and she was 125 pounds. The other one was 89 pounds, so still not too bad. Got it some meat for the freezer, so that's always good. Learned some new stuff, that's always good. So yeah, all in all, I'd say today was a success. So it was an interesting ride, so thanks for hanging with us, and we'll see you guys next time.